You're now listening to the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Welcome back to the Garage Guys Fantasy Sports Podcast. NASCAR. Yeah. I was waiting for you to look. Yeah, a little delayed reaction there. Sorry for all you listening on the on Apple Podcast and Spotify. But if you're watching on YouTube, you saw what happened. We got Jinsey back with us on the NASCAR edition of Garage Guys. Jinsey, how have you been? How's life? Your Chase Elliott just won. I was expecting you to be a lot more excited.
Well, I mean, my life, I just feel like it's a dream. I just really don't know when I'm going to wake up, honestly.
Yeah.
So Chase Elliott won. He won the weekend that I got engaged recently. If you all are watching on YouTube, you can see this rock on my finger. Otherwise, Spotify and Apple Podcast, it's a big ring. I'm blessed, lucky. I'm an engaged woman now, guys. So yeah, I'm excited. I've had a really good couple weeks. So I'm just on cloud.
The year of Jinsey.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's what Chef says. He says the year of Jinsey continues.
It really is though. Like, how many things in your life have gone right in 2020 in a terrible year?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the first of the year was pretty rough, but the end of the year is really looking up, guys. So I'm just trying to continue this into 2021.
Right. Well, now you have a lot more to look forward to because Chase Elliott is in the Final Four, the Championship Four, going into Phoenix. So let's just talk a little bit about Martinsville. So this race, obviously we took a week off last week. Drew and I, we weren't around. We didn't have it. We got our articles out. We got rankings out. And also we're brought to you by Drip Drop. How can we start talking about Martinsville before we talk about Drip Drop? I had to stay hydrated today. You can get over to dripdrop.com, use promo code GarageGuys20 at checkout, and you are going to get 20% off your order. It's the best hydration product on the planet. People have been hitting me up left and right. Where can I get this drip? I need to drop some money on some drip. You know what I mean? So I tell them, rip it and drip it. So do it. So go over there. I have
to say, Drip Drop sent me some Drip Drop in the mail, and I tried it. That's pretty good.
This is the greatest. It's the greatest. And we're going to continue hydrating NASCAR fans around the world. That's what we do. So we're going to keep
Drop. Just saved me. I used Drip Drop right after that wedding, and it was a game changer for me. So personal experience. Yeah, you had a little out of town trip this week. So yeah, I gotta we're gonna keep re-upping. It's all good. But yeah, dripdrop.com, promo code GarageGuys20. Martinsville, this race was the most insane playoff race that we've had thus far. Twitter is angry. Kevin Harvick does not make it into the Championship Four in heartbreaking fashion. I've had really a lot of fun kind of like taking jabs on Twitter all evening at the people that were mad because of how it worked out. And Kevin Harvick fans are really quiet and vigilant. They just unfollow you. They don't take time to argue. So it's been pretty fun. But this – Are you picking internet battles right now?
Yeah, well, I mean, like anytime like people are mad about a driver or like because like we talk about this, right? You know, we're NFL guy. We like the NFL. We like a lot of different sports. The fan bases are strong, but like with NASCAR fans, when you're a fan of one specific driver, that relationship is like tight. That's like that driver is like there in spirit with you on Christmas morning and Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? Like that's how
Chase
it
Elliott
is.
Was there. Listen, Chase Elliott was there in spirit when I got engaged because I got engaged on October 9th.
That's almost borderline insanity, Jinsey. I'm just going to go ahead and just put that out there. But
there's a connection there. I'm never going to forget it.
On the 9th. Are you going to get married on the 9th too?
I'll see where I'm at.
You should do something. You should get married on the 24th for the real fans that remember the 2016 years. There you go. Yeah, remember that one. I don't know. It's wild, but that just what Jinsey just said proves it. Like these fans are legit. Like so, like but everyone hates Joey Logano, which I find hilarious. because like
that's won his way in there.
Yeah, that was a great time for me that Sunday, plus 1,400 odds. That was fun. So like Drew and I are just going to continue to like enjoy NASCAR and make money off of NASCAR because that's what we like to do. And then we'll leave the fanning to everyone else. So we're having a good time. But I like a lot of these guys out here. I don't dislike Kevin whatsoever, but it's just like the dude had really bad luck here in the playoffs. I haven't wrote about him or Denny recently. So it's just been, I don't know, you get these weird feelings, you get these weird vibes, and that's just kind of like where I've been at. I just feel like you do so much good in the regular season. You crush it, and then it's just like it seems like that's kind of like the trend of like things that happen sometimes.
I agree, and I have to say, I think that someone like Kevin Harvick, he's been really dominant this season. I think since he is the regular season champion, he should automatically get into the playoffs as one of the Final Four drivers. That's just my opinion, though.
I don't mind that. I don't think that that's a really bad deal.
I'm torn. I think Chase, your stance is pretty strong. I mean, just based on talking to you, like if he was. It's too bad, right? That's your stance.
Yeah, it's too bad. You got to understand it. You got to understand NASCAR sets things up for a reason. I get that the package might suck, yeah, but it's the package they have. I get that the format, is terrible because it didn't allow your favorite driver to get into the playoffs. But you know what? That's what you got. These guys know what it is. They have to prepare week in and week out for what they have in front of them. That is the sport. That is what they're handed. This is how you find out who is good at something and who is not good at something. It's not rocket science. Just people just get angry. People get mad. We get it. It happens in sports.
I'm not going to say I disagree with you, but so I'll be the devil's advocate here. So counter argument. What does that say about the regular season, though? It kind of devalues it. The more important the regular season is, the better the racing is. So if Kevin Harvick wins 9 races and he's the regular season champ, maybe he deserves a spot.
Yeah, you get 16 drivers get to enter the playoffs based on points, right? So that's how this works. So maybe this says we need to look at the type of races that are in the playoffs. Maybe we need to look at the way that's structured up to make it a little bit even because you got a super speedway race in there for one, and then you got some of these intermediate tracks. I mean, I feel like they diversify it pretty well. Like, I don't think that they don't diversify it pretty well, but to Jency's point of what she said it's like, you know what, if you really want to make it to where like the person that wins the most gets in, there's 2 ways to do that. One is the way Jency said. The other way is make each race, every win you get counts towards the playoffs. Obviously it already does that, but when you get to the playoffs, reformat it to where it's all based on the winners. I think that we had this conversation in the vehicle on the way to Charlotte, Drew, like how like you just take the people that have won the most, you go all the way through, then you get to that one final race. It's like, okay, who's won the most races? You take maybe 2 to 4 guys, and you're like, okay, it'd never be 2. If it was going to be 2, I want to put those guys on in Bristol and just let them battle it out for like so many laps. But maybe take like 4 to 6 guys, and then be like, okay, you guys have won the most races. This is the last race. Go.
Duke out. See who wins.
Yeah. I mean, that would solve a lot of things. But then
you saying putting no other cars on the track though?
Oh yeah, dude. Go ahead.
You're talking about like put 4 to 6 cars total on a track, and that's how the season ends.
All right, if you're gonna do that, maybe 8. Maybe 8. I think 8 would be like go to Bristol and put 8 cars at Bristol and rock and roll.
Do Bristol as a champion determined race.
I think Martinsville should be. Do you understand how exciting that race was today? Martinsville is challenging. It's one of my favorite tracks on the entire circuit. Like that is the race for me. Like I feel like Martinsville should be where the championship's at. That's electric. That is an electric because it like look NASCAR. I like
where it's at right there. That's a beautiful spot. Cutting it from 8 to 4 at Martinsville. I mean, that was the most excited I've been as a guy we just talked about it. I'm a neutral fan. I love racing. I love watching the sport, but I'm not there like rooting for Chase Elliott or rooting for Denny Hamlin. And that last 100 laps today for me was incredible. I mean, it was awesome. So I think having Martinsville right where it's at works for me.
Yeah.
Personally.
You have to understand, NASCAR was born on short tracks. NASCAR is a short track racing, and then they added the bigger tracks. They added the super speedway. They added the intermediates. Like, I feel like short track is where it started. Short track's where it should end. I love short track racing.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Where was the championship at last year? I'm literally –
the championship has been at Homestead forever, almost forever now.
This is the first – one of the big changes was going to Phoenix this year, and it was at Homestead for like over a decade, correct?
Yes. So – and a lot of people are saying they should change it up every year. I'm a big component of that. If you're going to change the All-Star race up every year – if you're going to take the All-Star race to Texas in 2021, which is like you're out of your mind because like Texas sucks. Like that's going to be a horrible All-Star race for one. Texas is definitely like a strategy race. It's fuel mileage, things like that. That matters, and you need to have that diversification in a season because that allows different drivers that have different techniques, and it just showcases that stuff. But, yeah, all-star race does not belong there. But a championship, if you had different tracks that you would choose that from, that would be amazing because I would love to see a championship at Martinsville. I'd love to see one at Bristol. I mean – that's a little too crazy. Let's be honest. Like, and I mean, I'm a crazy guy. I would love to see that shit. That'd be great. But like, I mean, if you want to keep like a little bit more of an, just like honor and integrity of like racing and what it is, like you can't just do that. There you go, man. Ricky Stenhouse would be balls to the wall. He'd win every championship every year almost. So, I mean, that'd be cool because if there was one driver that I kind of like was a fan of, it'd probably be Ricky. But
I'm just glad Jensen finally made you like have a reality check moment, Chase, and like say, that might be too much. I've never heard you say that.
Maybe
it's pretty incredible.
Maybe it doesn't rotate through every single track, but keep it within the scope of like five or so.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, because like, I don't know. There's so many things you can do, but the moral of this story, guys, and for all of you listening, for you watching, it is what it is. If you're a NASCAR fan, enjoy it. If you're a Kevin Harvick fan, it sucks. Let's talk about football. I'm a Saints fan. That sucked for the past few years. Really bad, okay? So I understand pain and suffering for something that you care for so much. I get that. But it is what it is. It's how things are laid out, and you got to roll with it. There's always next year. Keep grinding. He's not retiring. Clint is. So
I have a dumb question.
Go.
No question's dumb.
None.
He passes Kyle Busch on that last lap. Let's say he turns him, passes him. He moves on, right?
I think he was like around the line. I don't know if it would have mattered anyway.
It would have been a 3-way tie.
Yeah.
And then it would have been the person who got the most wins out of those three to advance.
That's what it was.
But they said something on there that since Kevin Harvick had a second place finish in that current round, that would have been the difference maker. And that was kind of news to me. I didn't realize that it was I guess the past three races. Where was he second at? Kansas?
I'm not 100%. I need to go look that up.
Or he was second in Texas, wasn't he?
No, I don't think that things worked out too hot for him. Truex was second at Texas.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, so it was I don't know. He did not do that hot these last couple of races. Like he's had some rough luck because I know like Kansas he finished second. That's the race. He was behind. That was when everybody was freaking out because Logano won. And everybody's like, Kevin Harvick should have won that race.
Yeah, that's right. Remember he was blocking.
Logano screwed everything up.
Logano was using the package as defense because he was cutting air off. So he was just doing what he had to do to win.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny that when Harvick super fans look back on this year, they're going to talk about 9 wins and Joey Logano blocking their chance. That's really what it's going to be.
Joseph L. comes in strong to take it all away. Yeah, Joey took Kevin Harvick's spot in the playoffs. Incredible. Joseph L. I'm just going to – that's what I'm not a Joey Logano fan. I'm a Joseph L. fan.
Yeah, we're not Joey Logano fans. We're Joseph L.
Joseph L. fans. So
didn't you put the mustache and like the hat on him on our Rotoballer video?
Yeah, 100%. Like on the Talladega one. Instead, I was like, Joey Logano, Joseph L. is going to do great in this race. So we've just invented an imaginary alter ego for Joey Logano, and that's our guy, Joseph L.
But our guy Hunter, he's not on the team. He's not. That makes it a little bit worse.
He's not on Joey's pit crew anymore. He's with Ryan now. So He's with Ryan Blaney. He's on Blaney. So the Penske guys move around. They move around from like he started out with Brad. He went to Joey, and then now he's doing work with Ryan. So yeah, he's there now. And like there's really not. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, Ryan. I don't know if you guys saw him pre-race. He literally like with the mask on and his hair was all mangled. He looked like a low-key Michael Myers. Like it was pretty wild.
It was for Halloween. He was in the Halloween spirit.
He was in the spirit. Like he totally had half William Shatner's face going on. It was crazy.
So you're a pretty big Blaney fan, aren't you?
I like him. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan.
Because he's Chase's buddy.
If I was gonna root for someone, like if Chase was out, it would probably be him.
Does Chase still have a girlfriend? Can you confirm?
I don't know. That's a big question. Because I thought about during my meet and greet over Zoom, I thought about bringing it up, but I didn't want to be like that.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to appear too salty.
He hasn't posted anything about it since he posted that initial post that made everybody go crazy, like that story. Mm-hmm. Haven't heard anything about it since. But Ryan Blaney's girlfriend, on the other hand, he's been posted about her. Like
I think Chase trolled everyone. I think that's what happened. That was just some random girl that was on a date, and he was just like.
I think he just wanted to see everybody's reaction.
That makes sense.
They're testing the waters to see what the fan reaction would be. Would it be good for their points? Would they be on the rise with the girlfriend, or would it be on the decline? You know, so we're trying to figure out.
Exactly. We get to the bottom of it, but it got to the bottom of it today for racing purposes. Anyway, this is big though. First win at Martinsville. I love the fact how, like, as soon as he won, excuse the language, guys. Like, everybody's like, NASCAR is getting a little more low key now. They're not so like censorship oriented now in like these past 3 weeks. I've noticed that they've kind of let loose a little bit, which is, I think, is a good thing. People get rowdy, people do things. But he had the best car on the track all day long, and to see him get that win, to see plus 900 odds hit is always incredible. That helps a ton.
His pit crew tried to screw him twice, right?
Yeah, he's had there were people.
What's up with the pit crew?
You know anybody on this pit crew?
I don't know anybody on this pit crew. I don't think.
I feel like you should know these guys. You feel like you should know their names, their families, where they go to church, things of like this nature. Like this should be things you know.
I hate to report that I don't.
You're the Bills boy encyclopedia.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Is it safe to assume that he's no longer Bill's boy, Chase?
He is definitely still Bill's boy. He is like biologically Bill Elliott's
not his boy as in son, his boy as in BOI.
Oh, Bill's boy?
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah. No, I think that he is definitely, the I has changed to a Y.
Okay.
At this point. He made a championship, man. I got just clap it up for him a little bit, man. He made it.
I like his chances.
I can't say that I'm not pumped for him though, because like this is good for the sport. The majority of the fan base is Chase Elliott fans, so I mean it's big. It's a big deal. And
I got some really underwhelming news to share with you guys.
Please tell. Do tell.
I think Brad Keselowski is going to be the winner, and that does not excite me, but I think that's who's going to win.
I'm right there with you. Her face.
He's like,
Look, I tweeted this out 10 minutes after the race. Brad Keselowski would be in the Loudon car. That's the car he won with in New Hampshire. It's the car he won in Richmond. That car is a force of nature. It is a dominator car. We saw how he dominated at Richmond. We saw how he dominated at New Hampshire. And if he's in that car at Phoenix, which is a track that he's really good at, he's got to be the favorite. If he's not the favorite, I'm hammering the shit out of him on every sports book I can find. Jinsey does not like this conversation. That's okay. Deep breaths.
I would think. I'm thinking it through. I'm processing it. I mean, I would think have a good argument right there.
For me, Chase is second.
Yeah, Chase is right there.
I mean, it's not like I'm bashing the guy.
I don't know though. Logano won here earlier in the year. If you guys remember that, like this could.
If you're not first, you're last. Okay, I just need to put that out there. If Chase Elliott gets second, I mean, he might as well.
Thank you, Ricky Jinsey, for
Ricky Jinsey.
Ricky Jinsey.
That's a perfect Halloween outfit. You got to show up for next Halloween on this show as Ricky Jinsey.
Can you do that?
I thought about doing that, not for this. One of my friends dressed up in the costume, And I was like, where did you get that? And
That's
so I was
it.
like, next Halloween.
I already have our plans, by the way, Drew. So I was talking with Tyler Reddick after the race, and I ended up tweeting a GIF. We're cool, kind of. We DM some. But I was DMing him. No, listen. So he tweets out his video where he was like,
"We're that podcast now. We're officially that podcast."
Oh God!
Chase's name dropping like he's best friends with these guys. All right, go ahead.
Look, listen. So he tweeted out how he was too tight, and that's why the finish wasn't good. So then I put a GIF of Goldmember, and I was like, tight like a tiger.
Nice.
And Harris Lou comes in, and he's like, this would be the perfect costume for you. And so we were talking, and I was like, look, Drew is like the biggest Austin Powers fan of all time. I was like, next Halloween, it's gonna be yours, Goldmember. I'm probably gonna be Fat Bastard. Harris is gonna be Dr. Evil, and Drew's gonna be Austin Powers. So I know that Harris is already saying I'm gonna get a ball cap, and Tyler pretty much confirmed that Goldmember's happening. So I think we have plans to do Halloween in North Carolina next year.
You sign me up for this?
Yeah, I kind of did it without your consent. Jinsey, you can come along, but you have to be Ricky Jinsey. You have to be the one that's out of the or you could be a fembot, your choice. Are you an Austin Powers fan?
I used to watch it. I haven't watched it in forever though.
Okay.
I'm just glad you watched it because
it was definitely a part of my childhood for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm impressed because I feel like a lot. I mean, that movie. There are probably a lot of people that are 21 years old, 20 years old that have never seen that.
No,
that's real talk.
I think it's more 16 to 18-year-olds. I feel like most 21-year-olds have seen it.
Yeah, Mike Myers is just Shrek to them. He's not Austin Powers. Mike Myers is Wayne for me. Yeah. Let's take deep breaths and we'll continue on. But I know I do remember how we got there, but I'm gonna get us back on track. So
it's one of those episodes.
Yeah, one of those episodes for sure. Always. I think that's every episode we do. But getting back into focus now, Denny Hamlin was another one that was favorited to win. He started off the race. They had some kind of thing on the back of the car. It was like a travel packer or something is what they called it. And they have different nobody really knew what it was. When they said it, I was like, what the hell is a travel packer? And they were like, I guess they're going to keep it on the car because he was running decent. And then some things just didn't go his way. I mean, he didn't have near the bad luck that Harvick had, getting the flat and everything else. But Hamlin supposedly, he was complaining towards the end, Eric won't help me. Eric won't help me. And there's this conspiracy on NASCAR Twitter now. This guy came out, and he also was the guy that put the tweet out about I think it was Joe Gibbs was going to buy Richard Petty Motorsports. He put out this speculation, and nobody knew who this dude was, and he just drops this big story. And now he put out, hold on to your seats, guys, something big's happening. And then he put the quote out about how they were whatever you do not pass the 11 car. And people are like, where's the clip from the radio chatter? Where's the clip? I want to hear it.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to dig that up. If you can.
I missed all of this. I'm going to let Jinsey speak to it because I don't even realize what's happening.
How much did you see about it on Twitter, Jinsey?
Everybody freaked out for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But then but what really set it off too was that Jenna Fryer tweeted hold on to your seats, or something to that effect. And then she was like, guys, I was talking about Harvick missing the playoffs. And then everybody was. And then everybody kind of died back down, and they were like, oh, this probably was just conspiracy or whatever. But I don't know. I feel how they make those radioactives every week?
Mm-hmm.
They go through audio. So I feel it would be pretty easy for them to dig it back up.
Yeah, the audio is literally, if you pay $5 a month on the NASCAR app, you can listen to that stuff. But I don't think you can go back on demand and find it.
Chances this person is just trying to generate what we're doing right now?
100%. He's just trying to make hype. I mean, like I said, this is just a guy coming out of nowhere with this.
Yeah.
But they had a valid story, you said, earlier this season.
Yeah. Well, he said Joe Gibbs Racing was going to buy Richard Petty and that Michael Jordan and all of them were in on the deal. I mean, he knew some things to some effect. But, I mean, there are people out there that can just make great guesses. But the one thing I do want to say is that you don't always have to have a verified account to be able to report news and break news. And that's kind of like where this stands in, because there are a ton of people that probably have a lot of information out there that don't have a verified account, and they just immediately get discredited. And I mean, honestly, though, at this point, they dug up rules on it. Like, I mean, obviously NASCAR has like a rule stating that like if you're not using your car's full performance, or if it's used to alter the turnout of a race, things like that, like there will be consequences to that. But honestly, I think the only consequence there would probably be is like Eric Jones would get like dropped to the rear, which he doesn't give two shits what happens at this point. He's already at Richard Petty, that's where his mind's at. So, I don't know. It's definitely something that I could see happening. Like, I mean, you gotta think. I mean, like back in the day, Richard Petty, they used to spray paint the top of his car black. And people would question, like, why are you spray painting? And that was because it was taking all the attention to that one thing on the car when he had, like, something, like, under the hood that was, like, completely, like, illegal so that he could just zoom out. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard those stories before. So, it's just throwing people off.
You're not trying, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's just – who knows with it? But it could be, it could not be.
We just talked about some favoritism, Chase. So, what was it with Chase Elliott a couple weeks ago? Jency's going to get mad at me, but what happened where we were saying –
oh, his radio wasn't working, and supposedly there's a rule in NASCAR where if there's no communication, that's like you're out.
I mean, there's superstar treatment in a lot of sports, though. LeBron James.
He had another one today. I don't mean to cut you off, but I mean, he had another one today. I think it was something with the Jack Man. It got reversed or something, though. Do you remember?
Yeah, I just don't know, like, how many guys qualify as superstars in NASCAR? Like, who would get that treatment? Chase Elliott, Hamlin, and Harvick?
Kyle Busch.
Those four.
I think Kyle's the example, man. He's had a horrible year. He hadn't really been able to get anything going. I mean, they can't really do much for him.
Yeah, really struggled.
It's hard to fake a NASCAR race, though. It really is. Like, I mean, especially like being on the inside and talking to a lot of these guys, I mean, there really isn't. That's why I'm not really one to believe in certain conspiracy theories. Now, the whole
caution stuff, though, bro. The caution stuff, like you can call a caution for debris or like somebody's gets a little loose, and then 10 laps later it happens to somebody different, and they just keep it green.
Yeah,
that stuff happens.
I think that it was today. Obviously, like the rule is there, but like you remember when Corey LaJoie, he had an amazing race. By the way, he was running like P15. I hope people see that and use that to get him in a better equipment come next year, because he was like outrunning. He was doing better than
all the value guys.
Just murdered it, like killed it in that 32 car, which is not the best equipment. Ryan Preece. So he got black flagged for not pitting, and he started the race in the front supposedly, and I can't remember 100% what it was, but he started on the outside lane or something.
It's like the choose rule.
Yeah, and you're not supposed to like hold something up. I don't know, but
personally, from what I read on that, I actually was really interested in that subject, and that's weird of me to like start digging it up. But supposedly, like Corey was trying to pull a sneaky move because he knew it was his only chance to win. So it was kind of cool that he was like trying to get one over on him. So he knew he was going to fade, right? Like he was going to fall back through the field.
Yeah, but this is what happened though. Corey LaJoie walked so Chase Elliott could run. So you should actually be a Corey LaJoie fan now, Jency, because without him doing what he did, I don't think Chase would have gotten that close to Martin's bumper and would have been able to get around him like that. And then the vibration came.
That's a valid argument, but then again, you have to think Truex's tire probably still would have. His right front probably still would have came down.
Didn't Chase rub him though? Didn't Chase get up on his side and like tap him or rub him a little bit and then got ahead of him?
I think didn't Chase pass him on the inside though?
Yeah, I thought
possibly. Yeah, maybe so.
They reported that it would happen in the pits. So when he stopped for a pit stop, that somebody screwed it up. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what they said.
That's definitely like Martin Truex's tire guy, right? He's like the worst one on that entire crew. Like,
I was about to say, like,
that dude's probably gonna lose his job soon. Like,
the way that whole race went down for him, like, he's the guy I felt bad for.
I don't feel bad for him. No,
I bet you don't.
No, Martin Truex Jr. He's become very spoiled since he has been at Joe Gibbs Racing. Like, whenever he was at Furniture Row, he was very humble, and then like once he moved to Joe Gibbs, he really changed. Like, I was actually talking about this earlier today about how now he expects people to like get out of his way and like make sure that he has a line to run. Like, that's really not how it works.
I have heard that on the radio, but I've also heard Hamlin do that. And I
think a lot of them do it. And if you think, Chase Elliott will be doing it in 2 years probably. So
yeah, I just think like whenever he was running so good at Furniture Row, like even though he was running good, he was still humble. Like, you didn't hear him like talking crap about other people on the track as bad as he is now. And I don't know. That's just me, though.
Yeah, they did say he gave him a
diva. It just depends, right? Who, like, what kind of personality you prefer on the racetrack? Because I think most of the guys that are older now, the older stars seem to complain more than the younger stars, and it's always seemed to be that way to me. I don't know. Like, Chase, what do you think?
It definitely. I feel like with Joe Gibbs in general. Like a lot of their guys kind of have that mentality. Like, I've been like being at the track, like being around them. Like, I've never spoken with a Joe Gibbs driver. I mean, for one, they always have like 1 to 2 PR guys around them at all times, so it's very hard to approach them. But just seeing them, like, they are definitely those guys that are like they don't. You know how you can tell when somebody is like kind of like happy and excited to see people and they're kind of around, they're in the moment. They are so just like tunnel vision. Like, they don't see the fans, they don't see nothing else. They're just like in their little bubbles. And the only other drivers that I know that are kind of like that are Hendrick would probably be the second ones. Like, that whole Hendrick crew, they're kind of in the same territory. Everybody else is pretty chill. So it's they have this snootiness to them. And it's not to say that it's the worst, but I mean, when you're one of the best teams in NASCAR, I mean, you're there for a reason. It'd probably be like going out to an event and you meet the Patriots or something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that Bill Belichick's not one to be looking all around and wanting to soak up the environment. He's there for a reason. He's got his sights set on something, and that's it. So I think there's a mixture of that. It's just the mixture of just the competitive nature, wanting to win, staying in the zone. And when it comes to being on the track, just the moving out of the way thing, like, yeah, you do have to understand you're there competing, and other people on that track are there to compete too. And I've never heard like Truex like say something like that about like Harvick or Chase Elliott or something like that. But like, if it's one of like those, like somebody from like Rick Ware Racing, like chilling in the back, like Josh Bilicki's cop car that he had today that could never catch up to anybody. Like why would you put that design? If you can put that design on somebody, like put it on like Harvick or something. Like, that was hilarious, man. Like, just watching that car get lapped. So I think this is the worst police unit car like of all time. Like, this is the worst interceptor ever made. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to those guys, like, yeah, get out of the way.
I was disappointed, though, from a competitor standpoint. I thought that the one car that could beat Chase Elliott was Truex, and to see it end with a loose wheel was kind of I mean, he was trying his best to keep it on the track, but I would have liked to seen them both go at it 100% because I think Elliott still would have won. Honestly.
Absolutely, man. And that's tough for me to say because, like, I feel like if that wouldn't have happened, I mean, that would have been a duked out battle, dude. Like, Truex was in a must-win situation. I think that did Elliott get up on the points? Was he there? Like, was he in on points?
I don't think he would have been, though, unless he had a win.
Yeah, I think Hamlin would have had to been back a couple more positions for him to be in on points. So, yeah, they were both in must-win positions. One of them would have wrecked each other. Like, that is a definite.
Just like Kevin Harvick and Kyle,
yeah, that would have happened. So, from an entertainment standpoint, that would have been amazing. But, once Chase got up there and he just took off the way he did, that was incredible.
I was so scared there was going to be a caution, though. Like, I was like, there's no way they can run, 50 laps without a caution. but
they did it.
Like Chase Elliott was like 6 seconds in front or something like that.
Oh yeah, the separation was insane that he got. When we get that car into clean air, it's game.
He was running those laps really fast, so I was glad to see it. I was just really nervous because I was like, "There's no way this is going to end without a caution."
None at all. So, but yeah, overall, Martinsville did not disappoint. It was incredible. It was awesome. Hate that Corey got black flagged, but yeah, that's what you should be doing. Thank you. All the Chase Elliott fans need to be thanking Corey LaJoie for this.
Thank you, Corey, from me.
That's all I'm gonna say on that. And other than that too, yeah, it sucks for Kevin. It is what it is. Like let's die down this hype or whatever. Of all these changes that need to be made. There's going to be tons of things that are new next season, and there'll be tons of more things to complain about, guys. Don't worry. You'll have your – but, I mean, I would hope the majority of the Garage fam that listens to this aren't in that circle of, like, the complainers. Like, just like it is what it is because we're here to make money. We're here to have fun. We're here to enjoy NASCAR, make money, have a good time. That's what we want to do. So speaking –
you can be critical. Don't be a whiner.
There you go. Boom. Speaking of the money part, though, I was totally heartbroken in DFS today because Chris Buescher shit the bed. I had him in a good bit of lineups.
Really, 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 really bad DFS plays, but there was also some really, really good ones. It was one of those days for us. I feel like it was.
Yeah. My best lineup was like Elliott.
Plays and we missed the value.
Yeah, 100%. Like I think the best lineup I had was like a Kez, Elliott, and I had Jimmy Johnson, and he didn't have the best finish. I hated to see him. Like I think he blew up at one point. I can't remember. I just remember seeing him smoke and going down pit road. It was horrible.
And next week is Jimmy's last race. Like
I know.
How bad is that?
It's been a tough one. It's been a tough retirement year for him. Like I hope he goes to IndyCar, and I hope he does really good. I really do. He's
a better swan song than this season. It's not been very good.
Yeah. Who's to say he might get back? He might get in the IndyCar seat with Chip Ganassi and then be like, okay, I want to come back to NASCAR now. You know, he may have like one more farewell tour. Who knows? But overall though, I'm hyped. You know, I think that this championship 4 is exactly where it needs to be. I mean, me and you are pretty much sold on Kaz. I think Logano has – I mean, all these guys have a good shot. To see Hamlin win it would be cool just because of him never getting a championship. But then again, I mean, Elliott hasn't either. So I'd like to see at least –
all for them, man. I'm curious to get the odds. They're not released yet. The Vegas odds aren't out, but it's going to be tight, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Like one guy heavily favored over the rest.
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's going to be fun. I'm definitely going to be playing DFS. I'm definitely going to be hitting again. But that's what we got to celebrate today. We got to celebrate the plus 900 hit with Chase Elliott. And we got to be happy with that. That was the best odds out of all of my picks. So if any of them were going to hit, right? Yeah. Dale and I were both on the same 3 guys. We were on Truex, Kez, and Elliott. That was our guys today. So to have the big one hit was amazing. So it's always good to have those things. But other than that, Phoenix next week, we'll be back. We're going to do a preview video for that one. We will be back on YouTube for all of you guys that watch us on Rotoball or YouTube. We'll do a DFS rundown for Phoenix. And, of course, we'll be back to recap that race. But thanks for tuning in. Jinsey, thanks for coming on and talking with us. We're excited for Elliott.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited. I'm really happy he was able to pull that off.
Yeah, so hopefully we got one more to go, one more championship to go, and then hopefully we'll be good to go. But
Jinsey, what will you do in celebration if he wins in Phoenix? Is there going to be any like special occasions or anything, or just super excited?
Oh, I would be so excited. I'll probably throw a party for sure. I will probably cry. Like you will see me post all over on Twitter about me crying.
It's a big party.
So Ricky Jinsey party.
Ricky Jinsey.
I will get a Ricky Bobby fire suit costume if he wins.
Okay. All right.
There we go. Mark down.
I'm going to tweet him and tell him to make sure that he does that too. So, and then also I sent a tweet out. What would make me the happiest guy in the world for myself and for the Garage fam, of course, would just for Chase Elliott to just tweet out Big Chase Energy. So if he doesn't do it now, if he wins the championship, I just want him to tweet that. Just all caps, Big Chase Energy. That would make my week, my month. Like,
Can we go ahead and get the shirt made? Start the shirt of a cartoon face of Chase Elliott and a cartoon face of you and Big Chase Energy.
Yeah, 100%. That's coming.
That's an idea.
Yeah, I like that. Well, we do have the new shirt too. So before we go, we do want to say go to GarageGuysFantasySports.com. We have a store. We just partnered up with Drive Through Designs. We made the Kyle Busch zombie shirt. So that's on sale. We've had a couple of sales. It's been awesome. So they are selling. Some Kyle Busch fans are grabbing them. So if you're a Kyle Busch fan, you like Garage Guys, you like what we're doing here, be sure to go grab that shirt. And then as always, just you're here on YouTube, hit the subscribe button right down there. If you're listening on our podcast platform, subscribe, leave us a review. It helps us. It helps us move us up and get into those rankings and helps more people find us. So we want to create the energy, the Garage Guys energy, the Gut Boy energy, the Big Chase energy, all the energy, the Ricky Gency energy. All right, that's real now. Chef Betts energy. Huge day for Chef Betts in NFL too. And we're going to be talking about that on the NFL show. So once you're done with this one, go watch our NFL Week 8 recap with Drew and I, and we'll be there. That was a lot to unpack there at the end. But I think that's it. Y'all ready to skirt out? Sports, party.
Repeat.
It's the Garage Guys. 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 It's the Garage Guys.